So for the past 10 years, I've worked in customer services. And for a lot of that time, I was the person who answered the phone and talked to the customers and got the complaint from them because they couldn't navigate our website. So I'm still pretty new to this. I've only been doing this for about 8 months. I decided to quit and go to GA and learn how to develop websites myself. So I can't teach you a lot. But what I'm going to try and do tonight is just to get you to think about ways that you can use CSS to really engage your users. I like animations. I like anything that's moving on the page, something that you can hover over, something that you can click on. So tonight we're just going to go through some simple and some complex animations. So here's a really simple idea. All you're doing is drawing your user's attention to the nav bar and saying, hey, look at me, there's something here to click on. Social media buttons, any kind of button really. It doesn't have to be static, it doesn't have to be boring. Again, with menus, you can have them be really interesting. You can have something fun happen with them. The same with loading bars. Everybody hates loading bars. But if you need to have one on your page, at least try and make it interesting, try and make it fun. So this is kind of cool. It's just a little signature animation. It's PNG, and he's turned it into a sprite sheet, and he's got some instructions on there. So if you want to go and check it out and see if you can make your own signature animation, you can do that. So this is a really simple idea, right? You click on something, and something else happens on the page. It doesn't have to be a light bulb. It can be anything. But try and have something surprising happen on your web page. The next set is just a few simple animations that I just think are kind of interesting. But maybe it'll just give you an idea of something that you can use on your own page. This one I quite like. It's cool in 3D. Some circles that move in and out from each other. Again, some more happy circles. Maybe you click on something and you make things happen. There's a few text effects in here. I would probably do this the opposite way and have it be flat text, and then when you hover over it, have some 3D effect come out. Another text effect. This is just kind of fun. You can change the colors, change whatever it says, change the size. This I really quite like. I would like to use this one day or something like it. I think it'd be really fun as a user to see something like this on a page and then continue to see what else happens on the page and see what else is going to disappear when you hover over things. Lots of different picture animations out there. Something like this is kind of neat. And of course, there's lots of little cutesy things out there too, right? And you can build your own stuff as well. So this is kind of fun. It's just a little clippy maker. So he's got lots of shapes on there already, but you can also just drag it and drop it and build your own. All you have to do is grab all the percentages at the bottom and copy and paste them and pop them onto your page. This is a Snowflake Generator. I spent about 10 minutes playing with this because it's just really, really fun. So the next few slides are going to be from Anna Tudor, and she has some really, really interesting ways of using CSS. Everything that you see, all of these, it's pure CSS. There's no JavaScript involved. This is pretty cool. Just imagine hovering over something, and then all of a sudden it starts moving on your page. I really like this, but every time I look at it, I honestly get a little bit of anxiety because I feel like it's falling, and I just want to make it stop falling. This is really cool. I don't actually know why I would use it, but maybe it'll give you an idea of something that you can do on your page. This is neat. It just explodes and turns into a little star and explodes back again. Some Jenga-ish puzzle pieces. This is cool as well. I think if I had something like this, I'd have like a square, and then you click on the square, and it pops out into these little triangles, and maybe every face on the triangle is a menu option or something like that. Again, another cool little hover effect, so you hover over it, and it pops out at you. The really cool thing about all these animations as well is the amount of code that's put into them. Now, it is a lot, but the way she does it, she's using Haml and SCSS. And when you actually look at the code itself, so again, no JavaScript, if you look at the SCSS, this is only 80 lines of code. If you look at the actual CSS, it's only 100 lines of code, so it's still actually not that bad to create something like that. You look at the HTML, it's a little bit longer because there are a lot of divs in there, so it's 280 lines of code. But you look at the Haml, and it's only 8 lines of code. So if you know how to use these things, you can do a lot with a very small amount of code. If you're really lazy, just get a library. There are so many libraries out there that do these kind of things for you. So pop a CSS library in. All you have to do is grab the class and pop it onto your element. It's really that simple. So I think as developers and designers, you have a really unique perspective on how you want the flow of your web page to be. And it doesn't always translate very well to your users. I think animations are a really good way to direct your users' attention to particular elements that you really want them to look at. So maybe you want them to stay on your page longer, so you have more animations that they can play with. Or maybe you want them to find something really quickly, so you draw their attention to that particular thing that they need to be looking at. Either way, however you want to use it, animations are a really good way to draw your users' attention to certain elements. Thank you.